that storm drain pretty quick. Somebody will have to protect it.
Okay, good job, Carlos. Stay safe and keep everyone away from the spill area. Help's on the way, all right?
Okay.
With that, the most important job of the first responder is accomplished. The emergency response plan is in action. Help is on the way. Between the discovery of the incident and his call to the emergency dispatcher, about 15 seconds elapsed. His report of the accident was timely, concise, and detailed. The information he collected in those few seconds before he called will help the response team to take command of the incident, to rescue Ralph, and to clean up the spill. Meanwhile, in the time before the crew arrives, Carlos is back on the move. There's still more that he can do to help the hazmat response team. Carlos was trained on how to use the Department of Transportation Emergency Response Guidebook to assist in a first response. The guidebook was developed for transportation emergencies, but it can be a useful resource in just about any type of hazmat emergency. He finds the guidebook at the receiving station and flips through it, refreshing his memory of the 5 colored sections and how to use them. The first section, the white pages, gives general information. Then, in the yellow section, hazardous materials and the response guide numbers are listed according to their identification numbers. The blue section lists hazardous materials alphabetically, along with their identification numbers and response guide numbers, and includes information on hazardous wastes. The actual response guides are in the orange section, and the green section gives initial isolation and protective action distances. The orange section has the information Carlos wants. The response guides in the orange section tell how to deal with a material even if the exact identity is not known. To find what he's looking for, Carlos needs to determine which response guide to use. There are several ways to locate the proper guide number. Carlos has both placard and label information, so he turns to the white pages, which illustrate the placards for hazardous materials and provide references for each to a specific guide number. Searching the white pages, Carlos finds the 3 placards on the truck. Flammable Class 3. All the Flammable Class 3 placards refer to guide number 127. Corrosive Class 8 and Poison Class 6. Both these placards refer to guide number 153. In the orange section, Carlos turns to guide 127. This is the guide for flammable liquids. It begins with a list of potential hazards, fire or explosion hazards, and health hazards. It also provides public safety information. How far should people be kept away from the spill? Protective clothing needed, and evacuation conditions. That's what he's looking for. Site security measures. It says keep unauthorized personnel away and gives isolation distances, 25 to 50 meters. That's 80 to 160 feet. Carlos checks the other response guide, number 153, for corrosive and toxic materials. The security recommendations are the same. Thinking about people happening on the accident scene, his first concern is the doorway to the loading dock. Lots of people use that door. A simple sign should do the job here. Then he collects some warning cones on his way outside to shut down access to the dock area. Approaching the dock from upwind and uphill, he sets out the cones surrounding the ramp to keep people away. He'll stand guard here until the response team arrives. When the hazmat team arrives, the team leader assumes the role of on-scene incident commander. As commander, he's in charge of all response actions from here on. Carlos reports to him and briefs him on all he knows about the incident, his initial discovery, all the information he gathered, what he saw and smelled, what he has learned since the notification phone call, and the actions he has taken. From here on, Carlos remains on standby in case the incident commander needs any more information or help. A hazardous spill can be a dangerous beast. To beat the spill, it takes a plan and a team, with the gear and the know-how. Triggering the action is the job of the first responder. Knowing the job and executing precisely can make a big difference in lives, damage, and dollars. Because Carlos was there, because Carlos was ready, because Carlos was trained, Ralph should be back on the job before long.